but now they're gone. Seasons don't fear the reaper, nor do the wind or the sun or the rain. We can be like they are. Come on, baby, don't fear the reaper. Baby, take my hand. Don't fear the reaper. You'll be able to fly. Valentine is done here, but now they're gone. Romeo and Juliet are together in eternity. Romeo and Juliet, women every day. And Juliet, women every day. Like they are. Come on, baby, don't fear the reaper. Baby, take my hand. Don't fear the reaper. You'll be able to fly. Don't fear the reaper. Baby, I'm your man. La 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 la. La 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 la.
Blood on their hands, a serpent's breath, four shadows left in a house of death. A pack of wolves in a kangaroo court. Truth gets lost in a locked report. Moscow after midnight, blood on the rail. Every liar's hand on the killer's veil. The truth's a ghost in a phantom crowd. No one's innocent with silence this loud. Frat boys swear on a broken vow. Pi Beta whisper she lied anyhow. They're gonna get you said where the cameras sink. When timelines converge, don't blink. Moscow after midnight, blood on the rail. Every liar's hand on the killer's veil. The truth's a ghost in a phantom crowd. No one's innocent with silence this loud. Crossing on the Orient's knife, the driver's call. Grub truck Mac for the students' fall. They fed pain a name, they fed him a lie. The hangman's rope fits the one innocent guy. Oh, Moscow after midnight, blood on the rail. Every liar's hand on the killer's veil. The truth's a ghost in a phantom crowd. Everyone is guilty with silence this loud.
Good afternoon, everybody. This should be an interesting video, to say the least. This is a video. It's not live. Chat will be live, though, because I'm going to run this as a premiere. So my beautiful family can chat out there. My beautiful crime family. Went into somebody's room today, and I'll just say who it is. It's Jake for Justice. I went into her room, and I got reprimanded and blocked, and Ray got attacked and was told I was told, not to go with the, about his. That's just a conspiracy theory. So here is what I'm saying right there is so Judge Hitler, who should have never said that in a court of law, he should be reprimanded and maybe even taken off the case for saying shit like that. Unbelievable, people. Unbelievable. It's just a conspiracy. He's a conspiracy. The man has put in 30 freaking years of his life and has never gone against the prosecution until this case. Now that tells you something, doesn't it, Miss J? You got me wound up by doing that shit. Blocking my Tommy Jude account. I go in with Once Upon a Crime Time and stuck up for my friend Cy Ray. How dare you say that shit when you don't know nothing? All you do is watch these this Dateline crap, which the last one was debunked, and this one will be debunked also. For one thing, that car they're showing isn't even BK's car. And Cy Ray's going to prove that in the court of law if Judge Hitler allows him to. But the testimony's already there. But will he allow Cy to be in the courtroom? Or is he going to make him do a Zoom? I'll bet you money that the prosecution gets all their witnesses live and the defense will not. Because that court has been set up. They've built a place for the firing squad to kill Mr. Kohlberger before trial, where a man is supposed to be innocent until proven guilty in the court of law. And yet you push your narrative and say your bullshit out of your mouth that he's guilty because of Dateline. That car, by the way, is the one that ended up in Oregon. Yeah. We know who drove that damn thing. You don't do any research. All you do is look at media. Mainstream media. I got 25 investigators that go out there, and damn good ones. Don't you dare come after me the way you did and block me from your channel because I went in and told Joey to get out of there and unsub her like I did. And any other mods. At least for 30 days. Fucking bunch of bullshit. I'm going to show you some things here. Let's just bring some things up. And let's get this squared away right away. Because apparently she doesn't read documents. Give me a second. So let's just read this document. Let's read this document. It's how many pages? It's going to be 7 pages. All right. I'm going to read this document so she knows. And every one of you guilters out there knows what is going on here. Now, how could a judge say something like that? Have you ever in your life seen a judge say something like that about a man who spent 30 fucking years, excuse my French, 30 years doing his job for the prosecution? But in this case, he sees something different. Let's go. I am an adult over the age of 18 and have personal knowledge of the facts set forth in this affidavit. I have been working in the field of call detail record analysis for over 25 years. I became a certified police officer in the state of Arizona in 1996. I worked with my first set of AT&T records in 1997. I worked nearly 20 years in law enforcement in the primary role of a detective. I have worked hundreds of death investigations and consulted over 1,000 homicides in my career. In my role as a detective, I gained extensive experience utilizing call detail records and exploiting cellular networks for investigative-related purposes. In 2014, I retired from law enforcement and started a business called Zetex that created software for law enforcement to map and analyze call detail records. This is the guy that you say is a conspiracy theorist. Fuck you. As part of that business, we maintained software that supported every known call detail record provided to law enforcement in the United States. To date, the system has analyzed over 3 billion. To date, the system has analyzed over 3 billion calls from call detail records provided by cellular phone companies in the United States. Have you ever read this? Have you ever read this, guilters? In 2021, a LexisNexis purchased Zetex and to date is still using and selling the software I created. As a result of this experience, I've worked directly with engineers at the cellular phone companies for over 2 decades. I'm intimately familiar with the type of data they maintain in normal course of business and provide to law enforcement through a legal demand process. I got to stop here for a second and just apologize that I'm wound up because I'm getting really tired of these guilters. Getting really tired of them. They don't investigate on their own. They have no investigators. What they do is they wait for mainstream media, and all of a sudden they come back into the picture and think they know it all. They know shit. I've spent thousands of hours on this crap. Thousands and thousands. Fucking A, man. As part of that business, we maintain software that supported every known call detail record provided to law enforcement in the United States. To date, the system... Oh, I already did that. Okay. In addition to my law enforcement experience, I have instructed classes on utilizing cellular records in criminal investigations for nearly 20 years. I've had over 30,000 law enforcement officers attend courses and or presentations on this subject matter. In 2014, I created the first geolocation cellular investigations subject matter expert course in this field, offered to the state and local law enforcement officers. How can you tell me that this man is a conspiracy theorist? As a result of this work, I have established well-known and used best practices within the discipline of call detail records analysis. Over 1,000 law enforcement agencies have attended my courses on the subject matter of cellular record analysis, to include the FBI, ATF, U.S. Marshals, DEA, and DHS. Shut the hell up. In middle of making a video, girl. I'll call you back. Okay. Through my work in this discipline, I am regularly consulted on the prosecution and investigations around the world. As a recognized subject matter expert in this field, I have testified on the matter more than 100 times throughout the United States in both federal and state courts. Apart from this case, all my testimony in this field has been on behalf of the prosecution. On behalf of the prosecution. It is only in rare cases and circumstances I have ever considered working on the side of the defense. And yet you have the gall. And that judge has a gall to call this man a conspiracy theorist. Yes, I am worked up. I'm tired of it. I have worked extensively with time and advanced data from cellular phone network providers over the past 15 years. I've testified to the use of time and advanced data numerous times. I have created and taught hundreds of classes on this subject matter to law enforcement. I am extremely familiar with the type of time and advance records available from U.S. cellular providers, the retention periods, and the legal process to obtain those records. Time in advance. Time in advance records are maintained by cellular network providers that provide a time measurement. This time measurement refers to the amount of time it takes a radio signal to travel from a cell site to a mobile device and back to the cell site. Given this signal travels at a known constant speed of light, it is possible to use the measurement to determine the distance of the mobile device is from a known cell site. When multiple cell sites record time in advance data in short periods of time, it is possible to use trilateration to determine the location of a mobile device. The use of time in advance data in this matter is one of the most accurate ways for law enforcement to locate a mobile device. Advanced data in this matter is one of the most accurate ways for law enforcement to locate a mobile device. Given these records are available in a historical context, it is possible to conduct an analysis of time in advance data to pinpoint historical locations of a mobile device at a given date and time. It is also possible to determine routes of travel, stagnation, and when a mobile device is powered on and off. As a result of its accuracy, requesting time in advance data has become a standard practice for all law enforcement in the United States and is regularly requested through legal process relating to criminal investigation. In August of 2021, I was approached by an FBI special agent to assist in analyzing a type of record set identified as AT&T Time in Advance Report, and it was the first time I was made aware of this type of data from AT&T. Upon request, I can provide the date, time, location, and FBI agent I assisted with their record set. As of the year 2021, AT&T had not officially released a time in advance report to law enforcement. Therefore, the ZX software program did not yet support AT&T timing advance records. As a result of this interaction with the FBI, obtained a copy of the timing advance report from the special agent and forwarded it to our software engineers to write code within ZTEC's system to support future uploads of this timing advance report format. The next day, I was informed by the special agent the AT&T time advance report was not supposed to be released, reviewed outside of the FBI, and that special requested I return the report and not have any software developed to support the data that's shown to me. I did return the report, however, due to the interaction explained here, there is a paper trail documenting the facts of this interaction. I have first-hand knowledge that AT&T was providing the FBI with timing advance reports prior to August of 2021. AT&T legal demands. During my careers, working with call detail records from every cellular provider in the United States, I've been involved with thousands of cases in which call detail records are obtained from these companies, leading the way in the establishment of best practices within this field of investigation. Let me say that again. Leading the way in the establishment of best practices within this field of investigation. I wrote and provided custom search warrants for every provider and distributed them to thousands of law enforcement officers in the United States, assisted them in a legal process of obtaining the vast and ever-growing amount of data sets offered by cellular providers. I have worked with AT&T Global Legal Demand Center, GLDC, for over 15 years. I have firsthand knowledge that AT&T GLDC is one way, not the only way, for law enforcement to obtain call detail records from AT&T. I have firsthand knowledge that there is another way to obtain call detail records from AT&T without going through GLDC. Over the course of many years, AT&T had several different programs in partnership with federal law enforcement, primarily the FBI, that allowed for call detail records to be disseminated to the FBI without going through the standard GLDC process. The first AT&T timing report I was presented and had a chance to review and become familiar with in August 2021 was obtained from AT&T through one of these programs, not through GLDC. I've been involved in numerous investigations where AT&T call detail records were obtained through these AT&T programs outside of GLDC. I have firsthand knowledge and experience in working with individuals at AT&T associated with other programs. One such individual is Boyd Jackson. Mr. Jackson is a program director at AT&T who manages many of the programs I am referencing. Mr. Jackson is the primary contact for the FBI when requesting records outside of the standard GLDC process. GLDC decimating timing advance reports. The state is correct in their claim that AT&T GLDC did not provide law enforcement with AT&T timing advance reports until May of 2023. As a matter of fact, in May of 2023, the working group known as GLDC had only begun their storage of timing advance records. The first official release of AT&T timing advance data was not provided to law enforcement until June 15th of 2023 by GLDC. In 2022, the FBI obtained AT&T timing advance records from another source outside of GLDC, AT&T timing advance records in the state's possession. During this investigation, law enforcement obtained the following AT&T advanced timing data: two of the victims had AT&T phones. Law enforcement obtained the AT&T timing data on both of their phones. Two of the victims had AT&T phones. All right, law enforcement obtained AT&T timing data on both of their phones. Law enforcement developed an early investigative lead in this case. That person had an AT&T phone at the time of the crime. Law enforcement obtained his AT&T timing advance data. Law enforcement also requested a tower dump consisting of AT&T timing advance data. This request involved AT&T providing all the connections between two specific cell sites in Moscow during a 2-hour period. The data produced was AT&T timing advance data. In all, there were over 3,800 AT&T mobile phones identified in the timing advance tower dump data. The AT&T timing advance data was obtained by the FBI using an internal source at AT&T, Mr. Boyd Jackson, who was not associated with the GLDC working group. GLDC was not used to obtain this data. A forensic examination of the AT&T timing advance record in the state's possession show Mr. Jackson association with the reports. There is a work product in the state's possession. There is a work product in the state's possession, created by the FBI showing that AT&T timing advance data was not only obtained, but regularly referenced and used in the course of this investigation. Its existence is well known to investigators and prosecutors. Chain of custody. The state has provided a certificate of authenticity, COA, to defense in relation to the timing advance record described above. The COA was created in April of 2024 and issued by the director of GLDC, Stephen Gordon. I previously worked with and I am familiar with Mr. Gordon. The COA specifically states, I am qualified to authenticate the records attached hereto because I am familiar with how records were created, managed, stored, and retrieved. Remember that. I have personal knowledge that in the event Mr. Gordon was required to testify, he would clarify that prior to May of 2023, neither he nor the AT&T GLDC working group was involved with AT&T timing advance records. Additionally, there's forensic evidence contained within the records that indicate they were not produced by AT&T GLDC, nor were they produced in the year of 2024. In reviewing this data, I contacted and communicated with Mr. Gordon to clarify the chain of custody related to these records. In reviewing this data, I contacted and communicated with Mr. Gordon to clarify the chain of custody related to these records. Mr. Gordon and AT&T legal representative, isn't that funny? Mr. Gordon got legal representation for this. Informed me that Mr. Gordon would not be the individual to certify these records if required to do so, issuing the COA. Now, isn't that funny? In my review of this information, there's evidence to suggest the chain of custody involving these records and COA were produced well outside of AT&T's normal practice. There's missing information and data associated with this request. There is information and data associated with this request. No wonder, Mr. Gordon, no wonder he would not certify those records. The prosecution's prior claims that AT&T time advance data did not exist in 2022 further complicates this issue. It is my expert opinion that any testimony proffered on behalf of the FBI or AT&T on this matter would clearly reveal these issues. Excuse me while I go turn on the air conditioner. Yeah, it's 79 degrees in here. Tomorrow it's supposed to hit 90 degrees outside. So, yeah, it's warm here. Okay, where was I? Am I simply offers pertaining to this? Okay, evidence in direct contradiction to the state's motion. All right, evidence in direct contradiction to the state's motion. You're looking at a man that has done nothing but work with law enforcement his whole life. I know him personally. The man would not put his reputation and his career on the line to do this. He sees that it's wrong and he smells something is not right in this case, or he would not have done this. I don't like it when people attack me over my opinions. This is why I don't go into other people's chats very often. And someone right away, when I went into that chat room, said, "Oh, you're a troll. You're just a troll." I'm a troll. I hardly ever go into anybody's rooms. And what I do is just to watch. I don't chat. And everybody, all my family knows this. They don't see me out there talking very often. Oh, this shit just gets under my skin. And this whole guilt or crap that they're throwing because, oh, they watch Dateline. Oh, my God. They can't see what's going on. And other people that haven't watched last night's video with Birdie, maybe you should watch it. Evidence in direct contradiction to the state's motion. 1. In my review of this investigation, I have read numerous emails sent and received by law enforcement pertaining to the investigation. Mrs. J, have you done this? Have you read numerous emails sent and received by law enforcement pertaining to their investigation? Have you read that? Have you seen the emails? Then shut your mouth. I'm sorry I'm wound up, but I am. And I really don't get wound up on other people that much. I mean, someone really needs to push my buttons to get me there. One such email dated 11/15 of 2022 was sent to prosecutor Ashley Jennings. Oh, I'm going to play that song at the end of this too, folks. Ashley Jennings at her Latah County government email address. This email is from Moscow Detective Lawrence Maury. The email is informing Mrs. Jennings of Detective Maury's recent contact with FBI Special Agent Balance. Special Agent Balance informed Detective Maury that AT&T can provide time in advance data and to make sure it is listed in the search warrant. To make sure it's listed in the search warrant. So here it is on 11/15, 2 days after the red rums. Okay? And this is what's going on. Emails. Okay? Here we go. Detective Maury is specifically asking Prosecutor Jennings to make sure the AT&T timing data is listed in the warrant prior to the report ever being distributed by the working group known as GLDC. Mrs. Jennings did respond to Detective Maury's email inquiring on the specific verbiage needed to obtain AT&T time in advance. This email is abundantly clear evidence that Mrs. Jennings was not only aware of the existence of the AT&T timing in advance in 2022, because remember, people, it was 2021, but also shows her intention to obtain it through a legal process from AT&T. So, I could just rip this shit apart. This email communication with Prosecutor Ashley Jennings is the same Prosecutor Ashley Jennings who filed this concurrent and contradictory motion stating AT&T did not produce time in advance records in 2022. Lie, lie, lie. Liar, liar, pants on fire. There is clear and convincing evidence that not only was the FBI to obtain AT&T time in advance records in 2022, but they did so with the knowledge of the prosecutors involved in this case. FOJ. Missing AT&T time in advance. In my review of this investigation, hold on a second. Actually, let me do this instead. In my review of this investigation, based on my training and experience, it is incredibly unusual that the defendant's AT&T time in advance records were not obtained by the FBI. The FBI demonstrated their ability to obtain AT&T time in advance records in November of 2022 by obtaining AT&T time in advance records on over 3,800 mobile devices, none of them being the defendants. When it comes to location data from AT&T, time in advance data can be some of the most accurate data available. Additionally, it contains connections to the network other than the typical voice, text, or data connections. This allows law enforcement to not only see more data, but more accurate data. Anytime a defendant's locations are in question, a time in advance record would be asked for as a standard operating procedure. Moscow Police Department, by the way of the FBI and with the knowledge of prosecutors, demonstrated their awareness of this standard procedure when they obtained AT&T time in advance data on over 3,800 mobile devices. But not the defendants? When detectives and prosecutors requested and served two different search warrants to AT&T on the defendant's AT&T account, they requested the exact timing advance data they previously did when they obtained timing advance data from AT&T over 3,800 mobile devices. They also maintained the same process in utilizing the FBI to serve the legal demands on AT&T. There is no difference in the verbiage, legal process, or individuals that produce AT&T time in advance data on 3,800 mobile devices and the request for the defendant's AT&T time in advance data that allegedly yielded nothing. Additionally, on December 23rd, 2022, the FBI sent the communication directly to AT&T, specifically detailing a request for the defendant's AT&T time in advance records. There is no reason to believe AT&T would not respond to this request. In other words, the prosecution has it. It is my expert opinion, AT&T time in advance data did exist for the defendant's AT&T mobile device in 2022, and it was requested from AT&T by the investigators involved in this case. The investigators previously demonstrated their ability to obtain AT&T time in advance record data in 2022 on that 3,800. Failure to produce the defendant's AT&T time in advance data is either a gross deviation from standard practice or intentionally withheld from release in discovery. That is the problem in this case. Conclusion: it is my expert opinion in reviewing all the evidence that is disclosed by the state that the AT&T time in advance data was available on the defendant's phone in 2022. It is my expert opinion in reviewing all the evidence that has been disclosed by the state that AT&T time in advance data was available on the defendant's phone in 2022. Then where the hell is it? There's overwhelming evidence showing the state obtaining and using AT&T time in advance data in the course of this investigation in 2022 on over 3,800 AT&T mobile devices other than the defendants. Duh, 1 + 1 = 2, people, except in stupid guilters' minds. Because they'll believe anything the mainstream media puts out. That's their investigation, is looking in at Ashley Jennings speaking and stupid Dateline. But they don't get as all they're after is ratings. That's what they're after. And they play on the guilters. People can be so stupid. There is no doubt the author of this current motion, Prosecutor Ashley Jennings, who should be disbarred. She's lied. She's absolutely lied. Knew or should have known AT&T time in advance data did exist in 2022. I mean, since she's done 3,800 of them, she was directly involved in the legal process obtaining it and was aware of work product created from it to further the investigation. The current motion is a deliberate misrepresentation to the court to further conceal false statements used to obtain probable cause against the defendant and conceal exculpatory evidence from discovery. How dare you say that this man is a conspiracy theorist? 30 years of work for the law enforcement, FBI, and you name it. Shame on you. I am prepared to provide witness testimony. This is what he wants to do. He wants to get up there, witness testimony, and relevant exhibits that support all my opinions contained in this affidavit. It is my belief this evidence is beyond clear and convincing that it will be supported by any competent expert in this field who reviews all the data. This is not a battle of experts. The evidence is supporting the opinions in this affidavit is overwhelming. In my nearly 30 years of working with and for prosecutors all over the United States, I have never witnessed such a deliberate attempt by prosecutors to mislead the court on evidence in such plain sight. Anyone making such a claim would have to believe the court is incapable of reviewing physical evidence in possession of the state and defense. It rises to a level beyond a simple miscommunication or oversight, and is clear and intentional misrepresentation in the hopes to conceal a much larger issue. I respectfully request the court give this affidavit the due attention it deserves and explore these issues further. Dated March 25th, 2025, Mr. Syre, who I have the utmost respect for, and everybody in the law enforcement community has respect for this man. And yet you give me the boot out of your, because I was talking the truth. You know nothing of the truth. Go listen to your Dateline and go listen to your mainstream media, all you guilters, because I'm tired of it. And that's what I have today. I hope this has turned out okay. I don't know how it is because StreamYard has been kind of messing up and my computer has been messing up. So I hope this turns out okay. Again, this is not a live. This is a video, a recording. I love all you guys. Now, I'm sorry I'm wound up, but that just got me wound up. And what I got blocked for was Joey was in there. You know, Joey, he's a good old guy and one of my mods. And I told Joey, I said, Joey, I said, you and any other mods in here, just leave and unsub her. And that's what pissed her off. And that's when I got blocked. But, and maybe I shouldn't have said that, but I'm just tired of these guilters. I'm tired of them. And just a bunch of bullshit. They don't know how to investigate themselves. I used to love that channel. I used to go to it, watch her, but to be attacked like that. And I mean, I didn't say that until after I was attacked. So, and after I was timed out on my Tommy Jude account. And so I went in at Once Upon a Crime Time and she attacked me on that. And then that's when I finally said, Joey, just unsub and leave, which I did too on both of my accounts. And I mean, how much more can we take of this shit? It's a bunch of bullshit. And people that are starting to believe some of the stuff on Dateline, it was the first Dateline was debunked, and so is this one. So is this one. And we know that car was not Brian Kohlberger's. You have Ann Taylor, a very respected attorney. Attorneys don't say this. I believe 100% in Brian's innocence. He was never at that house. And we know where that car ended up. We know. And we know who was driving it. Can I prove it? Nope. But we know, don't we? Yes, we do. Anyway, that's what I have for you today on this video. And I love you all. I'll play just a couple short songs for you guys to chat a little bit. And of course, to present Miss Ashley Jennings. Here's a song for you. Anyway, I love you all and shall see you next time around. Until then, rock and roll.
Unlike The Secret, it's time to play. Ashley's Idaho dollhouse is here to stay. Step inside, the mystery's alive. Miniature clues where the truth can hide. Cool, it was built by the FBI. Yeah, that's so odd. Get Brian facing the firing squad. Rad, on purpose, it's not built to scale. Whoa, Ashley's make-believe, let the lies unfold. Ashley's Idaho dollhouse, yeah. Gather round, crack the case. Ashley's Idaho dollhouse. Woo! Every room's a twisty maze. Fool the jury, solve the riddle. It's the coolest game in the middle of the night. Let's go. Latent footprints, fast food bags, yikes. Sliding walls make the suspect strike. Ignore evidence, switch the file. Ashley's got style with her secret guile. Let's fool the jury. Jury. Spin the story, rewrite the rules. Dollhouse drama, make our jury the fools. Ashley's Idaho dollhouse, yeah. Sneak, scheme, frame, BK. Ashley's Idaho dollhouse. The truth's just a game away. Case closed. speck of DNA, no blood, no knife, no crime. They call it proof, but science whispers, give it time. A sheath in the dark, a grainy car's glare. You can't hang a life on a maybe or there. They tracked his phone like a hunter's weak trail, but towers don't see through the night's foggy veil. He turned it off, or the signal just failed. A ghost of a theory, your justice derailed. Where's the blade? Where's the rage? Where's the why in this tale? A phantom is not guilt, let their logic is stale. If the proof bends like straw in the storm's reckless sway, then shadow of doubt means he walks free today.
His car is 2015, but they swore 11 to 13. Their warrants lied for the corruption machine. If driving at night makes a killer CV, lock up the highways or we'll all be guilty. No witness, no scream, no footprints, no trail. The media's lazy script, he's odd so he'll fail. They'll paint him a monster to feed public cries, but justice dies when we trust easy lies. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, they ask you to convict on their case built on air. No weapon, no motive, the proof is nowhere. Is this the standard we dare call fair? They'll quote his degree like it's Satan's own book. He studied crime, so he must be the crook. But thinking's not killing, and driving's not sin, and Taylor's a hero, let the truth begin. They'll shout stalker, predator, watch how he stared. But where is the who said he was there? A theory's a story, not fact, not divine, and stories can't shackle his soul to the crime. Where's the blade? Where's the rage? Where's the why in this tale? A phantom is not guilt, let their logic is stale. If the proof bends like straw in the storm's reckless sway, then shadow of doubt means he walks free today. Don't trade your doubt for their rage, a cheap song. When the evidence fades and the why feels all wrong. If you can't say for sure, then you must stay set free. For justice without certainty is injustice to me.